Well, hello again, everybody, and welcome to the Mortgage Show on CKNW. Manny Bazunas, along with accredited mortgage professional and best-selling author of The Mortgage Code, Angela Calla. AngelaCalla.ca is how you reach out to us. We are heard at this hour every weekend on this radio station. And you can also tune into Angela on her many webinars. So many topics to cover, Angela. When you do the webinars, do you do a specific topic, or is it a generalized webinar?
Yeah, generally there will be one topic. We do them on mortgage renewals. We do them on how to save $500 to $3,000 a month without working more or selling a home. How to move up the property ladder. We do them on home purchasing, and those are generally the ones that we do. We will do them from time to time on reverse mortgages or how to make your mortgage tax deductible, those kinds of items. So we're always open to your suggestions. If you're tuning in and you would love a webinar on a specific topic where we can really dig deep, please send me a note and I'm happy to include that for you.
Good idea. AngelaCalla.ca. Send us some suggestions. And Angela's always open to new ideas for webinars. An old idea, but something that a lot of people don't, I think, really sort of grasp even now, Angela, is how to restructure a mortgage and roll outside debt into a restructured mortgage, thus saving money. And it can be in the thousands every month. What this is basically is where Angela and her team take a look at your outside debt, outside of your mortgage. They roll that outside debt into a new mortgage. You are paying a lesser interest rate than when you had outside debt. And that's where the savings come in. And we thought we'd invite one of those clients of Angela's who was looking to retire and supplement his pension by restructuring his debt. And sure enough, a massive saving for you, Lauren, a massive saving. But let's get started with, you were looking to restructure your mortgage. Is that really the bottom line?
Yeah, that's how it started.
Okay.
And I had a $50,000 line of credit that I took out at a supermarket. And it was up to the $50,000 line. And then I wanted to increase it. And I found that I would have to go through all the process again and pay fees. So I thought I'd look around, and I went to my bank and started looking into it in July. July 5th was my appointment. And I heard nothing back from them. And since I needed the funds, I was getting really worried, and I got a sort of negative impression from them when I went to see them. And then I heard nothing. After July 5th, I took in all of the papers that they were looking for. And when they didn't get back to me, after several weeks, I was getting worried and thought, well, maybe I won't qualify because of my age. I'm 64, and I don't have a high income. And I was talking to a friend saying, maybe I should just sort of give up and sell the place. And she said, no, you should speak to Angela. And she had really good experiences with her. So, so I gave them a call, and I was really impressed. I heard nothing from the bank from about 3 weeks. When I got in touch with Angela, Chris called me back, I think, within 2 hours. Angela followed up with a phone call. And the next day I was talking to John, who's also a member of the team, and started the ball rolling. I'm almost through the process now after about a week. And I don't know why the bank was so reluctant and negative, but with Angela's team, I got a very positive approach, and they were prompt in dealing with me. I think I made the right move, and I was really impressed with the professionalism that they exhibited. Everything's done really quickly, promptly, and because there's a team there, if one person's busy, your file is still being looked after. And I found that every person, Angela, John, and Chris, that they all seem to know what's going on, and they're all sort of working together. So rather than being kept waiting at the bank, they've taken care of the matter for me really swiftly.
You know, Lauren, so often when we invite people who have gone to see Angela and her team, we so often, and it becomes almost repetitive, but it's worth repeating again. When they initially go to one of the big financial institutions on their own, they just do not get the service that is offered at the Angela Calla mortgage team. It's like night and day.
Well, yes, and I felt at the bank like I was begging. Now, I'm 64 years old. I've bought and sold, I guess, 5 or 6 houses in my time. And I've never gone through so much of a hassle as I did this time. And they made me feel like I was begging. Whereas with Angela's team, it was business. And there didn't seem to be any of that negative attitude.
My understanding is one of the things you wanted to do was get your mortgage restructured to free up some money for a home reno. Tell us about that.
Well, yes, I had used my line of credit that I'd taken out with another organization, and I had no mortgage at the time. So really, when I started, all I wanted to do was get more funds to do the renos. When I started looking into it more, I realized that maybe a mortgage was a better way to go. And so, yeah, I would have liked to have gotten to Angela quicker because, well, the renos would be done now.
So many people who are past the age of 60 are looking to renovate their home as opposed to, prepare down the line to sell the home and then move into an assisted living residence. Lauren, was this something that you and your family talked about? Let's get the home fixed up. I can stay in it as long as I can.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's a certain amount of housekeeping you've got to do. And no, I don't want to sell the place. I'd like to hang on to it as long as possible. I want to keep it going. And of course, the renos are necessary. And I plan to stay in this home as long as possible.
There are a lot of people who are listening to CKNW this evening. Lauren, what advice would you have for anyone tuning into the show? Any first-time buyers or people with mortgage questions or people wanting to, take some care, help their families, and do what you did? What advice would you give them? Well,
number one, if you're a first-time buyer, get a pre-approval so you know how much money you've got and you're not going to be wasting your time. And I think the big advice I would give to everybody is if you go to the bank and they're less than professional and they keep you waiting and you're just unhappy, don't waste your time. There are, I found with Angela, there's many other alternatives. And, you just have to sort of keep going and look at somebody else.
Always nice to have a list of options open to you, and this is the one thing that the Angela Calla mortgage team does ever so well, better than anybody across the nation, Lauren, and that is to give their clients a list of options and walk you through those options to see which option best suits your lifestyle today and then in the midterm and the long term.
Yes, and they're really clear. When I'm not a financial expert, so I need people that are, speak clearly and understand my situation, and they're also flexible, I found, so that when we were talking about dates and things, they asked me what I wanted, not this is the way it's going to go and you have to fit in, but they tried to, make things easy for me.
Wow, Angela. Looking to retire, Lauren is $3,000 net a month to the good.
This makes me so happy, Manny. I mean, that's $36,000 a year in improved cash flow. Look at the retirement we were able to build for Lauren. It's incredible how you can design a better life for yourself just by paying your mortgage and debts most effectively. And this is something that the banks don't tell you because it's more profitable for them to have things structured the other way. But what's better for you as a consumer? Saving $3,000 a month without working more or doing anything different than your current employment status, and not selling your home. It's incredible. And this brings us so much joy each and every day. So we want to hear from you. If you have debt outside your mortgage, we can't wait to see what number we can work out to help you get ahead and whatever it can do for your family, because we're all in different life stages. Some of us have young kids. Some of us are trying to retire. Some of us have all kinds of different scenarios going on, but saving $3,000 a month without working more or moving is just what keeps us excited each and every day.
And like Lauren, he was referred to Angela by a friend, and it all worked out to the better. Looking to retire, looking to do some home renos, needed some extra do-re-mi to, fill in the gaps. Angela restructured his mortgage, saving $3,000 net each and every month. There is no fee for Angela's service. AngelaCalla.ca. Angela Calla, CALLA.ca. You are listening to The Mortgage Show on CKNW. I'm Manny Bazunas. Back in a moment. Welcome back to The Mortgage Show on CKNW. Manny Bazunas, along with accredited mortgage professional Angela Calla. Angela Calla, CALLA.ca. I want to thank Lauren for joining us in the first segment of the show. Lauren, a soon-to-be retired teacher, wanted some extra dough. Referred to Angela by a friend. Angela restructured his mortgage, just basically redid it, rolling a bunch of outside debt into that new mortgage, saving Lauren $3,000 a month. Time now for our resident real estate expert from Royal LePage, who's got a great property. I love the layout of this property that you've got listed, Robert, and it's in one of Port Moody's most sought-after neighborhoods, Nootka Way, $749,000, 2-bed, 2-bath. But again, as I point out, what is unique about this particular property is the privacy as per the layout.
Yeah, absolutely, Manny. 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. Anytime you're buying into a multi-bedroom condo, you always want the bedrooms, as much as possible. Sometimes they're just laid out as they're back to back, but the optimum is when they're on opposite sides of that unit for privacy from children, privacy from roommates. What we're seeing a lot in Metro Vancouver, Manny, as well, are siblings buying a place together. So it gives them ultimate privacy. In this case, you have the ensuite in the primary bedroom, and right off the second bedroom is another bathroom, not an ensuite setup. It's kind of the common one, but it's like everybody having their own bedroom. And of course, anybody who knows this area, it's part of the Kalhani Canoe Club community. And it has an absolutely amazing amenities complex, outdoor swimming pool, hot tub, tennis courts, an amazing barbecue area. You can book it for private parties or just go down and have a barbecue with your friend. And then inside the canoe club, really a spectacular amenities meeting room. There's some common kind of open office areas, so people that work from home a little bit, you can go down there and do your Zoom meetings or get some of your work done if you need some privacy out of your own unit. And of course, just a short stroll down the street is Rocky Point, Brewers Row. And for people that do need to commute into work, you've got West Coast Express and the Evergreen SkyTrain line, literally just a quick 5-minute walk, close to amenities. Top of the hill, of course, is Anmore, Belcarra Park. So you've got Bunsen Lake, you've got Sassamat Lake, you got Belcarra National Park, all really part of your community and your hub. The unit has been pretty much updated, so you're getting the granite countertops, stainless steel appliances, gas appliances for that note, in-suite laundry, secure parking, storage. This one checks all the boxes, Manny. It's $749,000. Spectacular unit.
Well, just in time for summer, get the swimming pool and the barbecue. I like it because it's got a natural gas stove, something I've always wanted. Laminate floors, easy to keep clean. This thing really, like you say, checks all the boxes. RobBoys.com is how you reach out to Robert. Have a look at it. RobBoys, BOIES.com. Your new app, or relatively new app for both tenants and landlords, Robert, is really taking off. It's called rented123.com. And not only for landlords and tenants, but for subscribing real estate agents who want to expand their biz. Please explain.
Yeah, look, Manny, we are so excited about this. I mean, first and foremost, it was created by me. Now, I'm not very technical, so I hired a technical team to do all of the coding. So I said, guys, and we just had a meeting just the other day, and we've added a couple more people to the team as well. And I said, it has to be functioning for someone like me. Like, some of the newer generation is super comfortable with technology, but some of us more mature people are not as secure with technology and how it uses. So we've made it super simple. Imagine this, Manny. Now, when you want to apply for a rental unit, we have our Apply Now key, and that takes you throughout the entire process. So if you're a rental manager listening in right now, or specifically a realtor that's struggling with cash flow and really this slow market, build a legacy income with rented123.com by doing rental management. I have the the next license, but as a trading services license, you're allowed to do what's called lease ups, where you're allowed to lease out units on people's behalf, and there's a little commission there. And Rented123 makes it easy. Our AI, which is completely expanded. We completely updated our AI offerings. So we have AI communication so that you don't have to do it with the tenants or the landlords. There's a tracker on that. We now have one of the best AI deep dive background checks, Manny. Literally nobody else has this in the industry. We've created it here at Rented123. It's amazing when you start to background check yourself or a friend within the platform, and you kind of find out a lot of things about people. So we have this seamless process. We have our AI verification, ID verification with a selfie verification. We have this background check done through AI. We can do credit scores. And of course, as we've shared with people, for the first time ever, tenants can get the leverage of making their on-time rent payment, because we report it to the credit bureaus, and that goes towards building your credit score. So when you're paying your rent, the landlord, of course, gets the leverage because the mortgage is being paid down and it's being reported on the landlord's behalf. We now report the on-time rent payment for the tenant. It can be split amongst tenants. If you've got a student at home, like your own child at home, who's now paying you rent, we can start to build a credit profile for them by reporting that rent. They get a safe, secure email at the beginning of every month. Nobody sees it. It's private information. You put your confirmation payment number in there, your social insurance number, the address, and your name, and you start to build a credit profile. If you're a student and you're new to the country and you have a social insurance number, we can build a credit profile for you in Canada. Rented123, we're your one-stop source for all of your rental needs, Manny.
Rented123.com, courtesy Rob Boyes from Royal LePage. Robert, the other thing I wanted to mention about Rented123.com are the number of suppliers. Once you've subscribed to the app, to the service, you have access to a lot of other suppliers with cut rates.
You're good, Manny. You're getting all these things I'm missing. Thank you very much for that, by the way. Yes, once you become a member, the basic membership is $6 a month. The silver credit reporting membership is $10 a month. We have a gold membership where you can get more rewards, and that's a little bit more, and you can call us privately. So within our marketplace, members only marketplace, you have access to financial influencers that can put you on a savings plan, that can help you with investments. We have more rewards. We have a TELUS, an exclusive TELUS deal. You start off with a $50 credit. You get discounts on all of your Wi-Fi and data needs. You get a specialized, dedicated TELUS representative. So you can always just deal with that representative for all of your needs. That includes cell service. We're adding moving companies. We've got furniture companies, so you can custom order furniture. Doesn't have to be expensive furniture. You can use one of our AI tools to make sure it fits in your unit. And we're adding suppliers every day. If you're a supplier out there, specifically in financial services and home needs, decor, moving, storage, anything home related, you can get into our marketplace and have access to our community.
Rob Boys, thank you. Rented123.com, rented123.com. You are listening to The Mortgage Show on CKNW. Manny Bazunas, along with accredited mortgage professional Angela Calla. Back in a moment. Welcome back to The Mortgage Show on CKNW. Manny Bazunas, along with accredited mortgage professional and best-selling author of The Mortgage Code, available on Amazon. All proceeds to worthwhile charitable causes in the community. Angela Calla, CALLA.ca. Dear Angela, thank you to your entire team. Peter and I are thrilled. We have not been forced to downsize before we were ready. We are happy with the plan you set up for us. We are so glad we did not wait to contact you, as we are much more comfortable now saving $1,097 a month. Who wouldn't
Woohoo!
be, right?
Yeah.
Peter and Joan. Yeah, really. Saving almost $1,100 a month. Pretty sweet for Peter and Joan of Port Moody. Got their mortgage restructured. Sent a nice thank you note. Angela, that mortgage restructuring is a pretty easy process for someone who has been in the biz as long as you have. I don't think people really recognize, just how easy it is, and it doesn't really matter because you do all the work.
Yeah, it's sending us a few documents. We evaluate if there's a savings. If not, you stay put. If there is, we go ahead and you save the money. It's a great way to instantly elevate your finances, again, without working more, harder, or having to move.
And you don't pay for the service. Angela is ultimately paid by the financial institution where your mortgage is placed. She's not beholden to any one financial institution. Whatever works best for you, that's where she will place it. The big benefit, of course, is the savings. And in the case of this couple from Port Moody, $1,097 a month. We often get people who are looking to move. They've not really checked out all their options, and then they get referred to Angela, and she rolls all those options, past them. Including, the possible restructuring of the current mortgage. But then there are folks who are simply looking for more space. They want to move up that property ladder. And that's exactly why Jackie got a hold of Angela. She was looking to move up that property ladder, needed more space. She found a nice townhome in Port Moody so she could stay close to family and friends. And Jackie, I understand you're not new to the Angela Calla mortgage team.
Yeah, that's right. We were, our mortgage was coming up for renewal, and we were asking our own friends for a recommendation for a mortgage broker, and my neighbor recommended me over to the team. And so we had a really great experience working with them. They really, they set me up with a different financial lender than I had worked with before, and it really changed my view of what it means to have a mortgage.
Well, a mortgage broker can do a lot of things that you and I cannot do, and that's, get down to the nitty-gritty and really understand what some of those options are. And I'm assuming by the tone of our conversation here, Jackie, that's exactly what Angela and her team did for you, explain those options moving forward.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct.
So let's roll the clock ahead now. That was 3 years ago. Let's roll it ahead to the present, and you wanted to get that mortgage renewed.
So actually what we had renewed the mortgage 3 years ago, and then we decided more recently that we wanted to, upgrade our home and move into a bigger space. So we looked into what a bigger mortgage would look like for our family, and that's when we approached the team again.
Well, tell us about the new home you were looking for. I'm always curious.
Sure. Yeah, we live. We've lived in a condo, a 2-bedroom condo in Port Moody for the last 7 years. But we do have, 2 kids now, a 10-year-old and a 4-year-old, and so we were really looking forward to having, another bedroom and just more room to grow and not drive each other crazy all the time. So we wanted to get a townhouse. So we're still in Port Moody. We really love our neighborhood. We live in the Kohani neighborhood, and my parents live here, and it's just very central. So we didn't think for a long time that we could afford the townhouse, but working with Angela's team, we did make it work, and now we're really happy.
Well, you've also got a built-in babysitter because that's Angela's neighborhood as well, and with 2 kids, she knows how to handle children.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
true.
Manny.
I should knock on her door sometimes.
Oh, boy.
Well, that sounds awesome, and you've got to be so pleased that everything worked out. Tell us the anxiety level of making that move. It had to have been through the roof, but thanks to Angela, calmed everything down and got it done for you.
Yeah, no, it's, moving, I have read that it's one of the most stressful things a family can do, and it definitely was, but, we're very happy that we did it. Our quality of life has really improved in the new space.
What advice, Jackie, would you and your husband and your 2 kids, they're old enough now to be either giving advice or at least taking some, but what advice would you give to people who are listening to the radio program tonight who are maybe in your position, a couple of growing kids, have outgrown their current living space and looking to move up the property ladder?
Well, I definitely recommend contacting Angela's team. I think for me, the biggest change working with her team was just moving away from a traditional bank lender to at the time it was First National. We have a new lender now, but they set us up with the online account where we could make contributions outside of our regular monthly payment, and so that's what we did. As soon as we were set up with that mortgage with Angela's team, is during those 3 years, I just paid down the mortgage with any free money we had. And before Angela's team, and I have worked with mortgage brokers before, but it never occurred to me to think that way, I should be paying down my mortgage as much as I can, not just with, the payment monthly options that you set up at the beginning. You could actually think about paying it down at a much faster rate. And that's one thing that I learned through working with Angela's team, is to start thinking about being more proactive about paying down the mortgage, so that then we were able to be in a better position, a few months ago when we decided to make the big move to a new space.
Well, I think like most of us, Jackie, we don't really think about a mortgage strategy, emphasis on strategy.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't think about it that way. It was just okay, I signed up. These are the terms. In 30 years, I guess I will be done. But, right? And my God, I'll be pretty old by then. But now I'm oh no, this isn't just a thing that you sign up and it's static. It's something that you can actually take a more active relationship to and pay it down sooner, so that you don't suffer payment shock or you have the freedom to move up the property ladder, to make the decisions that you want to make.
Well, the other thing is that you realized, as most of us do, when we deal with professionals of any kind, there are some really good professionals, and then there are some really expert professionals, and you found that out having dealt with brokers before. But once you landed with the Angela Calla mortgage team, that was a whole different level altogether.
Yeah, they're just really high touch and checking in with me and easily to reach and provide me with all the information, the information I didn't know that I needed to know, that the team will provide. So I really appreciated working with them. They were great.
No, she really loved all those options that you laid out for her, Angela. And I think that's what we don't get when we deal with some of the big financial institutions directly. They may have one or two options, but certainly they're not going to give you an option that may see you leave the building.
It's so exciting. It's just so exciting. I can't tell you how many times we're able to help people save money and make a move that they didn't think they were able to make just as a result of having some unbiased guidance. Somebody that's there by their side, working in their best interest, making sure that they're paying their mortgage and their outside debts effectively. The benefits, of course, first and foremost, are the improvements on your cash flow. But the secondary improvements to that, and I would say that there's more than a few, but the secondary one is the ability to move up the property ladder, which growing families in today's day and age feel so deflated when it comes to looking at options to move because of our current economy. But giving yourself that power, saving that money monthly, you've just increased your qualifications significantly, and now that's an option. And so we get to provide these types of solutions to families day in and day out. So if you're a family and you're living paycheck to paycheck because you have debts outside your mortgage, there is a better way, and you can save money monthly, and you can empower yourself to have the option to move up the property ladder because you'll increase your qualifications as a result. So benefits all around.
Just like Jackie. I mean, when Jackie takes a look at her growing kids and go, well, you know, we're growing out of our space. We need a bigger place.
Exactly. Everybody says that. It's just, I know myself. Sometimes you feel like you have elephants living with you in your house, right? And, obviously it's just so great to have a little space so everybody can have their time and do what they want. And that's really, what makes all the memories in your home.
Well, and in Jackie's case, she wanted to stay close to family. And so she found a bigger townhome in Port Moody, thanks to Angela and her team. No fee for her service. AngelaCalla.ca, AngelaCalla.ca. You are listening to The Mortgage Show on CKNW. I'm Manny Bazunas, back in a moment. Welcome back to The Mortgage Show on CKNW. Manny Bazunas, along with Angela Calla, an accredited mortgage professional and best-selling author. We're going to talk about the mortgage code, hopefully before we run out of time, on this edition of The Mortgage Show on CKNW. But first, how do you reach out to Angela? It's pretty simple. Angela Calla, CALLA.ca, just like this lovely client who did Angela and was nice enough to write. Dear CKNW, Angela's team was an absolute pleasure to work with. As a first-time homebuyer with no family in Canada, I had many concerns about securing a mortgage, especially during these uncertain times of inflation, socio-political instability, and fluctuating interest rates. Alongside my realtor, Angela's team provided clear guidance, helped me explore the best mortgage, and ensured a smooth, stress-free approval process. Your support truly made all the difference. Well, I think she pretty much covered it as a first-time buyer, Angela, with that very nice letter to us.
I'm so proud of her, Manny. This is absolutely the best time to buy if you are qualified to do so, because there are so many options out there, and interest rates have come down off their high, and there's just so many opportunities to take advantage of, and prices have come down in some areas. So actually, we got referred to this beautiful couple from Facebook on one of the community groups, on the Coquitlam community group. Some of our existing clients went on there because she had asked. She had said, hey, we're new here, and does anyone have a good mortgage broker they could recommend? And we got recommended. So grateful for our clients who took a moment to do that. And so we were able to help her and her boyfriend purchase their very first home, get them a great mortgage, guide them through. And they bought their first home, Manny, for under $400,000 here in the Tri-Cities. So there are options. And again, new to the country, Manny, people that are new to the country buy within 3 years. And so we are very delighted to be a part of helping them secure their home security and financial security as a result. So we will be there for them through the duration of them and their changing lifestyle. And again, just big gratitude all around. Her and Josh were an absolute pleasure to work with. And my entire team, myself, John, Dave, Julie, we send our biggest congratulations to them and a big thank you to our clients that went on the group and recommended us. We are really grateful.
I just think that's so exciting. You know, both you and I, Angela, come from immigrant families. And when people come to this country looking for a better life, sometimes they, not aware of the language. They're not aware of the banking system. There are a lot of things that are very confusing. And when an organization like yours, the Angela Calla mortgage team, can get behind someone in a trusted fashion and guide these folks to their first home in their new country, I just think is so exciting. Our parents didn't have that. This generation has that. And that's why it's so exciting for this particular couple to have at least this part of their financial background secure thanks to the Angela Calla mortgage team. Angela Calla, CALLA.ca. Wanted to bring on yet one more client before we run out of time, Angela. Brittany has a little history with your team, single mom with a couple of kids. She helped her partner, Darren, who's a firefighter, restructure his mortgage, saving $680 a month. They enlisted the help of Rob Boys, our resident real estate expert. They bought a pre-sale. And like I say, Brittany, you've got a little history with the AC team.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, a number of years ago, Angela and I had met. And yeah, you're correct, Darren. Actually, we were just boyfriend and girlfriend at the time. And Angela actually restructured his mortgage back then before we had a home together. And he was able to save $680 a month and access the money that he needed at the time just by a simple restructure with her team.
Well, then you looked lovingly into each other's eyes, decided that you were going to get together and look for a home. You enlisted the help of Rob Boys, our resident real estate expert from Royal LePage, and you and Darren got together and bought a place, and now let's move the clock ahead a few years. And one child later, you and Darren looked to have your current mortgage restructured, and you called Angela, and away she went with some more savings.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have 3 children. 2 of them are older, and then introducing the newest addition, little Huxley. He's 1. We decided, after getting into our home a year in, we wanted to look at restructuring again, just to kind of improve our cash flow and, consolidating some outside debt into our mortgage. And this time, you wouldn't even believe it, we're saving over $1,400 a month, which we're so over the moon. We didn't know that was possible.
Well, with 3 young children and an eye toward the future, my understanding is you might be saving some dough every month and put that towards possibly buying a rental property.
Yeah, that's the goal. And the beauty of all this as well is, my husband's employed, but I'm self-employed. So we really thought that this was going to be something that's very challenging for us, and her team made it absolutely seamless. So we've got the savings, we've got the improvement of our cash flow. We still have a fantastic mortgage rate. Nothing has changed in that regard. We're able to start putting some money away, and hopefully by this time next year, we'll have our first investment property as a family.
Well, I think among the better choices that you've made, I think, Brittany, and that's marrying a firefighter, because when you're buying a rental property and something goes wrong, he calls up the team and out they come. I mean, I've seen it 1,000 times in my neighborhood. All of a sudden, you see a whole bunch of fire trucks. Oh, is there a fire? No, we're just doing the roof.
Yeah, you know what? We do have that. You'd laugh if you saw the improvements in our house all done by mostly firefighters, actually.
Yeah, well, they've got all the trades. You've got an electrician, you've got a carpenter, you got a plumber, and they all stick together like a real brother and womanhood. So it happens. It's just awesome. Angela's on the line. She wants to say hello to you.
Hi, Brittany.
Hello.
I just wanted to let you know that it's been an absolute pleasure. And who would have thought that signing up for my newsletter list and taking a look at that would have led to everywhere that we've gone. And I really have to commend you for being so collaborative and incredibly intelligent throughout this entire process, because I know as time has gone by, I've made recommendations for us to make modifications to improve your credit score. I've made recommendations for us to file your taxes a particular way. And the only way I was able to deliver this result for you and your family was because of your collaboration and because of your understanding and because of your trust to execute on everything that we did. And so I'm really grateful. You're the poster child of amazing clients, because we've gone through the process together and you've listened to what I know will result in what has resulted in nothing but success for you and your family. And so regardless of finance or business or life, this is what I believe to be the quality and why you will always continue to be successful. So I just want to congratulate you and your family.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's talk a little bit about the ease of the process, Brittany. You and now husband Darren have been through the Angela Calla mortgage team process a couple of times.
Yeah.
Tell the people who are listening to the Mortgage Show here at CKNW this evening just how easy that process is and was.
Yeah, the process, it's even hard to describe because it's so simple. You don't really have to think about anything yourself. You submit an application for, whatever kind of restructure or home purchase or what have you that you're doing, and her team gets in touch with you right away. So they're going to call you and figure out what you need. And then it's as simple as getting a list of documents together that they prioritize and outline for you. And really that's it. I mean, it couldn't be easier.
Oh, that's just awesome. One final question for you this evening. Your husband being a firefighter, does he do the cooking?
Yeah, you got it.
He actually does. Yeah.
I'm sure he does. When you're a recruit and a rookie in a fire hall, you learn to cook really quickly.
He's a fabulous cook, and I'm sure that's probably why.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, Brittany, best of luck to you. I'm sure we'll be speaking with you down the road. And thanks so much for joining us this evening here
so much.
on The Mortgage Show. You bet. Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Well, there you go, Angela. Single mom, 2 kids, boyfriend, firefighter, restructuring mortgages, saving $680 a month.
It's, again, so exciting. We know this family needs to move with their growing family, and we know that their life changes ahead are just going to be so exciting. And it's all about saving money, avoiding costly mistakes, and giving you the option to move up the property ladder if that is what you desire. If you're on the other end of the spectrum, like Lauren, who's looking at retirement, saving that money monthly is going to give you that confidence to retire with ease. So whether you're looking to grow your family, or retire, saving money monthly and not having to move as a result and not having to work more is what we do day in and day out at the Angela Calla mortgage team. And it brings us so much joy.
Well, we're way past Tuesday, but in the Angela Calla world, there is what we call Testimonial Tuesday. And I like to regurgitate the words of another happy couple. On behalf of Veronica and myself, I would like to thank you guys very much. You, John, Angela, the whole team have been so very professional. I do not have words to describe how much we appreciate the help you provided Vicente and Veronica.
Again, just a wonderful family that we're able to help. Every day when we get an email in or someone leaves us a voicemail, we get to learn a little bit about what's going on with them, and then we get to work on an exciting plan. And the goal with each and every individual is to save you money, help you, or give you the financial confidence to know that you're in a great spot right now.
Angela, let's talk a little bit about the mortgage code. 1 minute.
Oh boy. The mortgage code helps you avoid costly mistakes, save money, and move up the property ladder. It's in-depth stories of exactly everything we discussed today.
This was a personal passion project on your behalf, Angela. You took to writing, and once you started writing, you thought, wow, I maybe add a chapter on this and add a chapter on that. And sure enough, out comes this best-selling book by Angela Calla, called The Mortgage Code. But what's really great about it, not only are you going to learn all about the mortgage industry in the hope of saving a little money and frustration and a bad experience because you're now getting the knowledge, but all the proceeds, when you buy this on Amazon, all the proceeds are going to a worthwhile cause in the community. So it's a win-win situation all around. The Mortgage Code available on Amazon. You've been listening to The Mortgage Show on CKNW. I'm Manny Bazunas along with Angela Calla. We'll see you next time.